The Subcommittee on Early Childhood, Elementary, and Secondary Education will come to order. I note that a quorum is present. Without objection, the chair is authorized to call a recess at any time. Good morning. Artificial intelligence has been advancing at such a rapid pace in recent months, weeks, and days that by the end of this hearing, anything we say this morning will probably be outdated. That's perhaps a slight exaggeration, but it is the essential reality. Leading labs continue to put out new models each week, shattering benchmarks, demonstrating incredible capabilities, and pointing towards still greater advancements ahead. Indeed, there does not appear to be any limit to this progress in sight. This rapid acceleration towards the future has brought a host of anxieties, not least of which is geopolitical. At this moment, America holds a clear but precarious AI advantage. There are also concerns related to jobs, privacy, safety, control, and more broadly, a sense of uncertainty about the social changes that coming breakthroughs will herald and what our world will look like for the next generation. As understandable and important as these concerns are, the bigger picture is one of opportunity and a truly limitless sense of possibility. Even with the state of the art as it now exists, let alone what it will be next week, next year, or a decade from now, we suddenly have tools to address many long-standing challenges in new and powerful ways. Education is one very clear example of that. I'm a former high school teacher, and I believe one of the greatest failings in our country's modern history is the way millions of kids have been deprived of a decent education. Our school system has shameful achievement gaps, nowhere more so than in my home state of California. Owing to the neighborhood they were born into, far too many young people in this country are not receiving the education they deserve and are robbed of the opportunities that a quality education provides. Meanwhile, the educational attainment of the country as a whole has been on a sharp decline. AI can change that. It has the potential to give every child in America a richer educational experience than any child in America had just a few years ago. It can give every teacher in America a greater ability to reach students than any teacher did in the past. It can empower parents to follow their child's progress and guide it accordingly. For a glimpse of this potential, here's a short video.
One teacher in a classroom of more than 20 students, it may be hard for them to get around to everyone during a class period. But now with the help of this artificial intelligence tool, students are getting more one-on-one tutoring without replacing that human interaction.
What was your nonfiction?
Catalina Toledo is enjoying the extra set of instructors in her 10th grade reading class at Santa Lucia's High School.
It's a tremendous amount of help because it reiterates everything that I've taught them, and then it allows them to go back and forth with it.
It is called Conmigo, an artificial intelligence-powered tool through Khan Academy. That's a supplemental, secure educational program the district was already using.
It's the advancement of technology, guys. We're living through it.
Students like Tiffany Chofie are among the first to use this virtual tutoring program, giving her individual attention.
It doesn't give us answers at all. Actually, right now, it's asking me questions about the story, and he's like, oh, what would happen next? Instead of like throwing the answer at me, he's like, let's figure it out together.
Let me see what you got.
Toledo says diving into the world of AI can be scary and overwhelming at first. She doesn't worry about a computer taking her job, but knows it's part of the future, so better to use it in a controlled environment.
The kids are going to utilize the things that are out there, so I feel like if they're able to utilize it with us, then it's better because we can monitor it.
She says it can also give students more confidence who may not feel comfortable raising their hand in class.
It helps answer like different questions that I'm like concerned about, and like if I'm like worrying about how to spell a certain thing or how to do a certain thing, it'll answer it right away instead of having to wait for your teacher when they're busy with other students.
At the most basic level, AI tools like Conmigo from the Khan Academy give every child access to a world-class tutor in any subject. This is no small matter, Studies have shown that just a year of high-dosage tutoring can add up to a full 2 years' worth of additional learning gains. Yet, this is a very special kind of tutor, one that's available any time of the day for unlimited amounts of time, and that can't be stumped by any question. It's a tutor that is thoroughly familiar with a student's strengths and weaknesses and baseline knowledge, enabling personalized instruction that compels critical thinking without giving away answers. Perhaps best of all, this tutor is low cost or free. For most of history, access to this kind of personalized instruction would have been completely unthinkable. Yet AI has made it commonplace. These tools can customize the learning experience for each student, adapting their content, pace, and learning style to the student's performance and preferences. They can also bring learning to life in new and dynamic ways, learning physics from Albert Einstein, or engaging in a dialogue with a fictional character when studying a work of literature. We're already seeing AI widely adopted by students in limited ways. Nearly 50% of K-12 students use ChatGPT at least weekly. Of the students who use AI, 35% frequently use it to summarize information, 32% to generate ideas for assignments, and 26% to get initial feedback on their work. So the question is not whether students will use AI, that's already happening. Rather, the question is how schools can support students in using AI responsibly and in unlocking its full potential to advance student achievement. And it's not just students who stand to benefit. AI can empower teachers and school leaders to fulfill their vision for their classrooms and to connect with students in the highest impact ways. AI tools can help with tasks like lesson planning and grading, and can free teachers to focus on the aspects of education that only a caring human can provide. A recent McKinsey analysis found that AI can save teachers up to 13 hours per week. There are also, of course, risks when it comes to AI usage in the classroom. Recent studies show the ready availability of chatbots has proven an irresistible temptation to many students. Nearly 40% of middle and high school students admitted they used AI without teachers' permission to complete assignments, according to a survey last year. Now, while outright cheating is certainly a concern, the bigger challenge is to be vigilant in assuring AI never becomes a shortcut to avoid engaging in critical thinking, formulating original ideas, and persevering through challenging content. Student privacy is also a crucial issue. District leaders must be thoughtful about the data that gets collected and vigilant about securing that data. We'll hear testimony today about how district leaders and administrators can use AI responsibly without endangering students' rights. And finally, we must be mindful of excessively absorbing students into digital worlds. The negative effects of smartphone use for young people have become impossible to deny. And the last thing we want to do is compound this problem. I suspect the most successful approaches to AI in the classroom will assure human interaction remains fundamental to the educational experience. None of this, I should add, is a call for new mandates at the federal level. Quite the contrary. Education is fundamentally a state and local issue, and the best education solutions emerge when school leaders and teachers are given flexibility to do what's best for their students. This is especially true given the infinite variety of ways AI can be utilized in the classroom and the rapid pace at which it continues to evolve. The purpose of today's hearing is to cast light on the enormous potential that exists. And we can continue to highlight outstanding examples of AI in education throughout the country, so best practices can be shared. We have an excellent witness panel assembled to give us perspective on all of these questions, and I'm looking forward very much to hearing their thoughts. With that, I'll yield to the ranking member for an opening statement.